Thanks for streaming WUSA9 Plus. I'm Charlotte McBride. This week, a WUSA9 exclusive has garnered attention from people across the country. You probably remember on Sunday when a man was shot inside Dallas Town Center. Soon after that shooting, details emerged on the victim and the suspect. Now, this evolving story has many of you talking. Tanner Cook is the 21-year-old shooting victim. He was in the middle of the mall's food court filming a prank video for his YouTube channel, but he picked the wrong target. Police say 31-year-old Colie pulled out a gun and shot Cook as Cook was recording that prank video. Matthew Torres was the only reporter in the DMV to speak with Cook from his hospital bed. Here's what he had to say.
I'm fine.
Tonight, Tanner Cook giving WUSA9 an update from his hospital bed in the ICU, with his mother right by his side. This 21-year-old expected to make a full recovery after being critically shot in the stomach inside the Dallas Town Center food court Sunday.
Just keep God first.
Cook is a content creator for his YouTube page, Classified Goons, racking up more than 38,000 subscribers.
He's not with you?
No, he's not with me.
You can't be in here recording.
He says he was recording a video playing jokes with the man accused of pulling the trigger, 31-year-old Colie. This witness capturing the moment deputies arrested Colie, who is now facing felony charges including aggravated malicious wounding.
I was just playing a prank, a simple practical joke, and the guy didn't take it very well and shot me.
Officials say it appears the two did not know each other before the incident, the shooting causing panic among mallgoers.
Obviously, we're all having a pretty rough time with it, but we believe that he's going to be fine. He's going to pull through. And
tonight, Cook's family says while it's scary, they're confident he will bounce back because of their faith in God.
fear running in and out, but we live on faith and not fears.
And even after being shot, Cook says he plans to continue making videos because it's his passion. Now giving this simple statement to the community.
Just stay safe out there.
So Matthew Torres joining me now. Matthew, this is getting national attention. Why do you think it's resonating with so many people?
I do have to note, when we first did this story earlier this week, there were 38,000 subscribers. Now it has reached to 45,000 subscribers.
Wow.
I think when it comes to people in that position, creating these type of videos so they can make a living, to get those likes and clicks, it really seems like a lot of people just don't like that.
Yeah.
And they describe this, even though he's making it seem like they're prank videos, a lot of people reacting to this, they're almost torn. They don't agree with him being shot.
Right.
They don't like this type of violence. On the other hand, they're also saying they feel like his videos are somewhat taunting, aggressive in nature, and I think that's why you're getting a lot of polarizing opinions about this. And overwhelmingly, a lot of people at this point, when it comes to their comments, seem to be siding with the alleged gunman in this case, while also saying they don't agree with this type of violence.
Yeah, I think no one wants to be, the target of a prank video, right? So I think a lot of people are kind of maybe putting themselves in those shoes of the shooter, in a sense. Okay, so I know you spoke with Cook's father, who of course is going to defend his son. What is he saying after all this?
He's not the only one defending his son. Of course, Tanner Cook is still in the hospital. There you have it, Tanner's father, Jeremy Cook, who spoke to us at least a couple of times. He's really saying is that his son is doing this out of fun. This is not to cause harm. He's created other videos. He likes to play jokes. He says they were just creating pranks. And he says the YouTube channel is his form of income. This is how he's making money. So he felt like regardless of what was said, the details leading up to this shooting, he just says that pretty much Colie, the suspect, was obviously in the wrong for this, and he feels like regardless of what was said, he was just having fun. That's what he was kept saying to me, is that this did not have to rise to this level of violence, and that he could have just walked away. And on the other hand, though, Jeremy Cook, the father, is also saying that he doesn't have any resentment, anger towards the suspect, and even told us that he even forgives him and that he is hoping that he can find God in this case. He said time and time again how his family really just relying on their faith right now to guide them through this very much tricky and now highly publicized situation.
So we keep saying that it was a prank video. Do we know the details? What was actually happening the moment that he decided to shoot?
Right. So to be clear, Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, when this all happened, they really have not provided many details as far as what happened. I actually brought the legal pad that was writing notes because we found out that he had a bond hearing maybe a couple of days after after his arrest. And we are finding out from the detective in the case that Alan Colie is a DoorDash driver. He was at the mall picking up food when all of a sudden you have Tanner Cook, according to this detective, went up to Colie, the suspect, with his friend, recording this video and using the Google Translate on your phone.
Okay.
And they were translating a phrase, and the detective says, at least preliminary, they believe they were translating the quote, "I think you smell," using Google Translate, having the phone next to Colie as close as 6 inches to him.
Which is in someone else's space, in someone else's private space, 6 inches.
No
close.
doubt.
Yeah.
The defense and the detective agreed how close they really were. And during this hearing, apparently Colie told Cook to leave him alone several times, telling him to stop and even try to walk away.
Okay.
And apparently, according to detective, Cook kept following him, and that's when Colie allegedly pulled out a gun from his vest and then shot him in the stomach.
So you mentioned he kept following him. So now I have to ask, could Cook, who was shot, also face any kind of maybe harassment charges?
It's a good question. The Loudoun County Commonwealth Attorney's Office says that they are looking into the possibility of charging Tanner Cook. It all depends on what kind of evidence they're reviewing through this case, clearly. The attorney representing the Commonwealth Attorney's Office during that hearing says they are looking to charge the quote-unquote victim, not only Tanner Cook, but potentially his friend as well, who was recording that video. And time again, as you can see from one of these videos from his YouTube channel, Classified Goons, they have these similar pranks where they kind of dress up or they go into people's faces and really play these kind of jokes. And for some people, they feel like they are cruel jokes. So we don't know what kind of charges, if any, maybe harassment, maybe even disorderly conduct to that extent. Interestingly, though, I did speak to a woman in Herndon who 3 weeks prior to the shooting says she encountered Tanner Cook at a Target there in Sterling. And to her, she says she felt, in her words, that she was victimized. Take a look.
Tanner Cook may have been critically shot trying to record another prank for his YouTube channel. But from his hospital bed, the 21-year-old tells WUSA9 he plans to keep making videos because it's his passion.
It makes me angry. It makes me worry for our community.
That's leaving Natalie Lomax of Herndon concerned. Lomax says she and her sister were left traumatized by one of his pranks at the Target in Sterling early last month. She describes them more as harassment.
We were approached by a man who was wearing a security shirt. He came up to my sister and I and stated that there was a known stalker in the Target who he noticed had been following us. He said he's gothic, he is wearing dark eyeliner, dark lipstick. We look over and we see the gothic gentleman standing there staring at us.
She says that security man helped walk them to the checkout line as the so-called stalker kept following them. The next day, she reported what happened to Target in the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. She claims it was Tanner Cook posing as the security.
You guys are...
I'm not looking.
And wearing the same fake security shirt seen in his recordings inside other Targets. Her experience was never posted on the channel.
The intention, in my opinion, is he's trying to instill fear, and it worked.
Alan Colie is accused of critically shooting Cook while he was playing another prank at Dulles Town Center. The Loudoun County Commonwealth Attorney's Office says it's investigating evidence and looking into possible charges against Cook. He doesn't live in Virginia but came from Nevada, according to his father.
This incident was 3 weeks prior to the Dulles Mall shooting. Again, had he been approached, held accountable, maybe his lesson would have been learned.
Tonight, Lomax says while a shooting isn't justified, she feels his actions are taunting. Matthew Torres, WUSA9.
And Matthew, this woman clearly upset by her encounter with Cook. So what is the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office saying about her specific incident?
First off, she said she has been so upset about this, she has not gone back to that Target for now more than a month. But the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says that they did actually receive a call from her, but there was no actual incident report created because at the time they said there was no criminal activity that was presented. She's obviously upset by that, but according to the Sheriff's Office, they will be following up with her at some point.
And we know that you last spoke with Cook. He was in the hospital bed. He was in the ICU. How is he doing? Do we know how his recovery is coming?
Right. So his dad the other day just said that he was able to leave the ICU. In fact, he did post something on his Instagram account, a story saying that he doesn't have his phone, but he's able to update people saying that he is going to be okay. Again, he was the one shot here, so he is doing good, remarkably well. We know his dad is coming into town. They're from Idaho. He lives in Idaho, rather, but the whole family is originally from Washington State. But we know his mom, siblings are already here as well. And so that same friend who recorded the video, I do understand the video is now in the hands of police, of course. But that friend is also going to be coming back at some point. And again, everyone's reiterating the fact that he will be continuing to do these videos because not only is it his form of income, but it's his passion.
Now I have to ask, you just said something that kind of struck me. So the friend was videotaping this entire prank gone wrong.
Right.
So are we led to believe that the shooting was actually caught on that video, or do we know?
From what I'm gathering, yes.
Okay.
The friend was recording the video when he pulled out the gun.
Okay.
And I think you can see the gun being pulled out and then shooting Cook, because as you see from his other videos, usually the photographer is kind of from a distance.
Right.
So yes, that's what I've gathered. The detective obviously has that now, and seeing what can continue from there. The defense also hoping to get more evidence before the preliminary hearing for Alan Colie, the suspect, next month.
Right, so he is right now locked up. He's behind bars. And
the judge did not grant him his bond.
Okay.
His defense argued that since he was not previously convicted of any crimes, since he doesn't have any drug history or any past issues of failing to appear in court, that he should be able to be provided grant. His defense is also saying he was the one harassed, the suspect was one targeted and accosted.
A lot of evolving parts here in this case. I know you'll stay on top of this as new details emerge. Thank you so much, Matthew, and thank you for watching us. And if you want to read more coverage of this case, you can scan this QR code right now, and you'll find more links to all of Matthew's stories.